Upon first arriving in Canadian Texas, I couldn't help but take in the views. A blue sky that seemed to never end, and nice grassy hills that covered the vast landscape. It would have been a great area for ranching and livestock and all sorts of agricultural work, as it has been for years until this fire came through. I took in a deep breath and smelt smoke still lingering in the air, but there was still a hint of that fresh nature and openness along with it. I also couldn't help but immediately notice the private A&M airline jet that had landed at the airport right in front of me. My search began at the Canadian Exhibition Center, where I had heard that resources were being gathered and a meeting would be taking place later in the day for farmers to turn in reports on how much damage had been done to their land. I figured it was a good place to start with finding people who were affected and were helping with the recovery efforts. Tell me, your land was affected by this fire?
Yes, sir.
And how much damage are you kind of looking at? Do you know?
I'd say about 90% of our grass and fence is gone on around 20 sections.
Upon entering the exhibition center, I found a warehouse stocked full of supplies, not just for people, but also for the animals that were in need as well. And this group of individuals, who were clearly officials helping to put together the recovery efforts. In fact, I later discovered that is the Hemphill County judge, and as well other organizers from A&M who have come to help out the agricultural community recover.
Oh, it's been overwhelming. The whole state, even other states, have brought in feed and hay, all these household items, things for people whose homes have burned, food, all of the many, many things. The response has been incredible, and we appreciate it, and we're just overwhelmed at how much people have poured love and caring and compassion out for our community and our county.
Standing in this warehouse, I was grateful that there were so many people able to come together and able to donate so many resources for those in need. This is what we call, from those who live around here, the panhandle spirit, which essentially boils down to coming together as a community and showing strength whenever there are times of need and dire circumstances. I was hoping to get an exclusive interview with the Hemphill County judge, but before I could, I was told that everyone was making their way to a fire station downtown for a press conference. And as a member of the press, I figured that might as well be where I start headed to, so I can see what's going on. Upon arriving at the press conference that I had only known about a few minutes after arriving into town, I had also been given details that the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, would be making an appearance there as well. Seems like it was my lucky day as a journalist. Yep, that guy, the Texas state governor, right there. But before we get into all that and what they had to say, why don't we take a breath and go for a little walk? Yeah, a walk. See, anybody who works in journalism knows that this job can be a little hard on the mental health, or even if you just consume news like I do, it can kind of eat away at you. And it's important to just go for a walk sometimes and get a good view of the surrounding area. In this case, I was getting a good look at what the aftermath of the Smokehouse Creek fire had done to the natural terrain. All right, hello everyone. It's your host, Edson Smith with High Plains Media News. I am currently pulled over off the side of the road at this little park kind of walkway thing behind me here, as you can kind of come into view. Where the area has been affected by the Smokehouse Creek fire. Kind of just give you a little bit of walk through just some foliage and some of the area that was affected by the fire, get some firsthand experience, kind of some POV of the fire damage, and I could already see some here right in front of me, so let's get started. Right here you can kind of see the black marks scorched along the ground. I'm surprised that these just didn't turn into just nothing. I'm shocked that there's any sort of standing vegetation here at all, especially with how dry it is, which must mean that the responders got to it pretty fast.
We got a tree that fell over here, looking like because the base went out from the fire. Oh yeah, lots of ash around it. Wow, this is something to see, that's for sure. I could still smell like fresh ash. It still smells quite ashy. White. It looks like someone had a big cigarette party. Just everything is white ash all over. It smells better than cigarettes though. It smells oddly nice, but I'm a person who likes the smell of smoke and fire a little bit, just a little bit if it's a clean, nice fire. But yeah, we've got that tree, lost structural integrity there and just fell down. All right, let's keep going. So you can see the fire kind of encroached through the whole area. It just burnt everything up. There's a cactus here. This was a cactus. Just crisp, absolutely torched. Low to the ground. Let's see what else we can find. Look at that, where the weight had given in on itself and caused the tree to collapse halfway at a halfway point. Now that is crazy to look at. And then we come down here, you know, the fire can just go right up in here and burn out the whole inside of this tree. Let's see what we can see if we kind of go get a little inside look. My gimbal doesn't like it. But yeah, the fire can go in there, completely hollow out the tree, burn it from the inside, and then there she blows. She fell down. I bet it did make a noise when it fell too. I'm gonna assume it did because there were people around to hear it. So this is probably the point of which the trees were at vegetation-wise. Let's see if we can get this to focus in. Here we go. So the trees were probably all looking like this. Beginning to have, oh, it won't focus, will it? Here we go. Here we go. Here's some focus. The trees were probably beginning to look like this. Little sprouts. Little, if you crack one of these open, it's got just a little bit of green and moisture in it. Not so much though, because if it's dead, it fell over, but yeah, there's some moisture in here. These are still bendable. They got some color to them. So all these trees were probably at this point of vegetation getting ready for spring to come in, and now they're just more looking like that, like this, just stripped. And then if we come to, so all those little things burnt up off the branches of these other trees. Otherwise they would be on these little branches too, on all of them. But now we're just looking at this, which that's pretty neat. Little view right there. Take you in real close. Got a little fallen log here. Oh. Get to the underside here. As you can see where it the fire just took it down. This was a standing tree until the fire came, I believe. You can see it right here. And there's just, that's why the ground's got to be soft. There's just so much ash. That's my footprint just made entirely into the ash. I just completely sank into the ground. I mean, it's just ash. Burnt up metal, warped metal from the heat. Some warmth to it, but it's not hot by any means, not now. Definitely went through this area pretty bad. Got more trees here, scorched up. All right, well anyways, I think that will do it for our little nature hike through the wildfire area to sort of get a first-hand view of what the wildfire can do to the geographical area. I'm still just running into really cool stuff and things that are catching my eye. But we got other places to be. We need to go see if we can find, come here, see if we can go find some people who have been affected by this fire and get interviews from them, maybe some officials. Trying to find out what this means for our grocery prices back home. For those who are red meat eaters, I myself included, maybe having to look at a bit of a dietary change, whether we like it or not. Might have to look into just eating a little bit of less red meat or finding other alternatives. My gimbal is not one to stay on. Hang on, here we go. Here we go. All right, we're back. We're back up towards the bridge where we were. Just get you to. There we go. We're back towards the bridge. We just went through all this down here. That's what we walked through. We walked through that. Kind of took the long way around. We walked through all that. Headed back to the car.